Hey, what's going on? Felix here, and you probably signed up for my webinar on growing your business, whether you are a coach, consultant, expert, entrepreneur, course creator, growing that business with a podcast. So you might be interested in starting a podcast. You see the big benefits of starting a podcast, but then you might just be saying that I don't have the time. I don't have the time to start a podcast. It looks like a big time investment. So listen, if you're doing any kind of organic marketing right now, whether it be trying to network, doing a social media posts, blogging, or YouTube, any of those things, or you're going on Facebook Live, those forms of content creation actually take more time and more effort than it takes with podcasting to create the content itself. So let me break it down for you. So if you're spending all day creating social media posts, you got to be on social media for hours a day, hunt and look for a post to reply to, think of a post to come up with. If you are doing YouTube, you got to look pretty for the camera, you got to look handsome for the camera, you got to present yourself, look good right on the camera. You got to make sure it's highly polished and produced and edited afterwards. If you're writing blog posts, I've written blog posts. I spend hours upon hours, weeks upon weeks coming up with 10,000 word blog posts, and they never seem to get anywhere, right? I spend so much time. I hate writing, and it's just a big kind of burden on me to go writing. And if you're going Facebook Live every day, same situation. If you don't like being in front of a camera, you don't feel comfortable being in front of a camera, that might not be the best way for you to create content. You want to find something that's natural to you, right? And I believe podcasting is a way for a lot of people. It takes way less time to create podcast content, especially the way I teach it with interview-based podcast content that will not only raise your authority, but also get the customers to know more about you, hear your voice on a weekly basis. They're locked in. They're not being distracted by other social media posts. If you're posting on social media, they're not being distracted by the news. If you're running a blog and they're reading your blog and all of a sudden decide to click on the tweets or see an email pop up, they're not being distracted by that. Or if you're doing YouTube, same thing. YouTube has so many distractions and other videos to watch from there. If you're doing Facebook Live, same issue. People are constantly posting on Facebook and on Instagram, so you're not going to capture their attention the way a podcast does, right? People put their headphones on, they're locked into the podcast, they're not listening to anything else, they're locked into you. That means you can build a lot of authority, a lot of credibility, and spend a lot of time with your prospects so they can know, like, and trust you, and then become hot leads, hot buyers, ready to spend money on your products and services. So if you are doing any marketing at all, organic marketing, and you feel like you want to start a podcast, but you don't feel like you have time, podcasting takes way less time than that, takes way less effort than that, takes way less planning than that. That's not the hard part. Come with the content is easy once you see the system that I have put together. And then the name of the game is how to create the kind of content and then how to set up your podcast so that you can promote it in a way where you attract your dream clients. So listen, if you want to start a podcast, you've been thinking about it, but you just feel like you're not sure how much time it takes, you're not sure how you can fit into your schedule, book a call with me. We'll talk about all of that. We'll talk about how to start a podcast, the kind of commitment that's involved in starting a podcast, how to use a podcast to grow your business, to attract your dream clients, to build authority within your niche, so that when someone asks, in a Facebook group or asks for referrals, who should they go to, your name becomes obvious because you own a podcast, you build your authority on there. It's a centralized place where all your content is. You get time to nurture your audience to make sure they know, like, and trust you, and convert them from cold prospects into hot leads ready to buy from you. So again, if you're interested in doing that for your business, making it way easier for you to create content that attracts your dream clients, make it way easier for you to create content that will build your authority, then invite you to click the link in this post, book a call with me. We'll talk about your situation, talk about your goals, and if podcasting is something that will work for you, I'll tell you more about that and we'll go from there. So click the link in this post, book a call, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.